Introducing to you one of the genuine legends of Australian Muay Thai, the man with the smile and the power to go. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for John Wayne Parr!
Did you ever see the, John Wayne Parr has got an amazing highlight reel, but I put one of them on my Instagram page the other day where he hits this guy with like 7 uppercuts in a row with the right side. Just bang, 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 bang. Like, you can't prepare. You don't know the guy's going to do that.
So I'm super excited and honored to introduce you all to my very first guest on the Martial Arts Matters podcast. He's a super tough and experienced Muay Thai fighter with over 125 fights. He's a former boxing champion, 10-time Muay Thai world champion, runner-up on the Contender Asia against Jeane Claude Van Damme. Been training since he was 11 years old. They call him the Gunslinger. He's the owner of Boon Chu Gym in Gold Coast, Australia. I'm sure most of you already know who I'm talking about. Please welcome John Wayne Parr, the Gunslinger. What's up, brother?
Hey, g'day. How's it going?
Good, good, good. So tell me a little bit about that. Where does that name come from? How did you get that nickname?
The Gunslinger came from the Thais. I found out very fast that the word Wayne means bastard in Thai. So, yeah. So you hear all the Thai taxi drivers when they see a policeman, they go, "Hey Wayne, hey Wayne." So it's like, oh, that can't be good. And then a lot of Thai people asking me, "Why would your parents call you Wayne for?" It's like, oh, it's just a name over back home. So, and then my background was my parents were into the horses and farm life and everything else. So the Thais thought, oh, I must be like a cowboy. So with Wayne and John Wayne, it just sort of clicked. And then, from then on in, it just became, At first I hated it. I thought, oh man, it sucks so bad. But I'll just use it in Thailand. And when I get back to Australia, I'll be something cool like the Punisher.
What would you say is your biggest highlight or success and your worst moment throughout your martial arts career?
My biggest success was Thailand. Just having the opportunity to fight there so many times. Fight in the big stadiums, fight on the King's birthdays, being the first Australian to do a lot of things that put Australia on the map. A lot of the Thais, they didn't even know Australia did Muay Thai until I got over there. It's like, oh, you're from Australia? Yeah. So, I raised the bar. And now a lot of people, because I spent so much time there, living there for 4 years full time, now it seems, I've made it fashionable for people to go over there and not so much Bangkok. A lot of people go, oh, I'm off to Thailand, and they go to Phuket, Samui, and they're still enjoying both factors of training and having a holiday. Whereas I dedicated myself to just full time training and fighting, so it was very tough, very grueling. But and I think because you live there on site, it's very easy for the promoter to put you on the shows regularly instead of having to fly you in. Back in the days when they were getting Raymond Decker and Danny Bill, they could only do it a few times a year because of expenses. But I was lucky. I was lucky to fight. I think 97. I fought there 9 fights in 12 months. It was crazy. It was so busy, but it was good fun. So and then my worst, just losing always sucks.
Yeah.
Every loss sucks. There's no one loss that I hated more than another loss. They all suck.
Yeah. Wow. Now you've fought some pretty notable names. Bukau like twice, I believe, and Yatsen like 2 or 3 times.
3.
Yeah. What was it like going head to head with these legends of Thailand?
Yeah, that's cool. To fight the Thais is like the ultimate compliment to. I always said early in my career, I didn't just want to be a world champion. Anyone can be a world champion, not anyone, but to fight the Thais in their country and in their sport, and to fight their best and to win the titles. Right. That's what it's all about. So, I was very lucky not to win just 1, but 2 world titles in Bangkok against some credible Thais. I've had 125 fights, and I think out of those 125, maybe 50 of them have been against Thai people. So.
Wow.
It's been tough
every weekend, huh?
It's been tough. So, and you're always guaranteed a war. There's no such thing as an easy fight against a Thai because you can't tell when you hurt them. There's no emotion. Right. It's not till you've knocked them out that you know you've done the deal. But before then, I've broken Thais' arms and noses and ribs and Had no indication whatsoever that they were hurt in the slightest until the end of the fight. So, and they'll do anything to win either. As well, they'll try and there's so much pride in their ties. Well, back in the old days anyway. I think it's a little bit different now. I think a lot of ties are just fighting for money these days. But when I was fighting, there was the idea of losing to a Westerner was it was a dishonor almost to the country and to the king. So it was very tough. But so happy to face so many crazy people that I have. Even fighting like gentlemen like Satman Khon, Chanded, Orono twice.
Yes.
And Nintigan, there's so many tough ties that I've been lucky to share the ring with. Not always successful, but at the same time, just to have that pleasure of saying, I was lucky enough to share the ring. So
Right.
even Borkel, the both times that we fought, he was very, very close both times.
Mhm.
He got me both times, but at the same time, just to say that I fought him twice and gave him a hard fight, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love your style, the way you fight. You're a very, very tough, straightforward fighter. I love that. Now, I know you started off in Taekwondo as a kid and then into kickboxing.
Yes.
What is it that drew you to Muay Thai and to stick with it?
The Taekwondo school that I was training at, they couldn't afford the rent anymore. So they moved out, and then it just happened 6 months later, the kickboxing moved into the same hall that we were training at the time. So I thought, it's not Taekwondo. I'll give this kickboxing a try. I'll just do this until I can find another Taekwondo place. And then I did my first class and just fell in love.
The contact. Huh?
Yeah, there's more contact, more real.
Yeah.
Taekwondo is great. Back when I was younger, the idea of going to Korea and breaking boards and being a black belt, and that was super exciting. But then when I found Thai boxing, and then I was very lucky to be influenced by the movie Kickboxer.
Yes.
But with Jeane Claude Van Damme, that they happened to come out at approximately almost the same time that I started the kickboxing too. So he was this guy going to Thailand, training with the Thais, fighting with the Thais. It's like, yeah, that's me. That's what I want to do. I want to be that guy. So I set myself goals as a 13-year-old. I thought, I got to go to Thailand. I got to fight the Thais. I'm not going to be content just fighting other Westerners. I have to do it against the Thais.
Yeah.
So and then luckily for me, I was sponsored when I was 19 to go there and do it for real. So if I didn't have the sponsorship, there's no way I couldn't have justified it. I couldn't have afforded to do it. But because of good friends and my sponsor Richard Vella, who owns a Bunji restaurant here, he believed in me enough, and he seen my passion and he seen my drive, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna send you there." It's like, holy crap! So, what a journey! It's been crazy. It's been the biggest roller coaster, and it's still going. That started in 1996, and 20 years later, I'm still on this bloody roller coaster. It's insane.
Yeah. I know you mentioned about getting your black belt. Do you have any interest in getting to a certain level in another martial art?
It's so hard because I'm constantly training for up and coming fights, and then I'm also teaching classes and doing PTs. So there's not much spare time in between the sessions.
Trust me, I know the feeling.
Yeah. and then the idea around, you should get into MMA. MMA is huge. Just go learn your takedown defense, but at the same time, I'm making so much money doing the Muay Thai now that if I stop doing what I'm doing and have 3 or 4 novice MMA fights to get my stripes, I've lost money, and I've lost. Yeah, I don't want to start at the bottom again. I want to keep where I am at the top, fighting the best guys in the world at my chosen sport.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, it's a tough gig.
Yeah. Well, MMA is super popular these days, but I've been seeing like a surge of fans for Muay Thai out here in the U.S., especially due to promotions like Glory and Lion Fight, which you fought on, I believe.
Yes, October last year.
Where do you see the sport going in the next 5 to 10 years? The sport, the Muay Thai, that is.
I like it. Yeah, Australia, it's already huge, and then other countries like Holland and France and everywhere else, Muay Thai is ridiculous. Even China's K1's taking off big time. I went there last month, and I was saying there's fight shows pretty much every day in China now. Just K1 rules, 3 threes, no elbows, so they're fast. Hong Kong's big, so yeah, it's just America's the last frontier where it hasn't exploded yet.
Right, well, it's getting there. It's definitely
it's getting there,
especially in the West Coast over here.
Yeah, everyone loves the stand-up striking aspect of MMA and UFC. So and you guarantee that every single fight with Muay Thai. So it's just a shame that it just needs exposure. If you could just get it out there to the general population, if they could just see it, and then once they see it, I dare say they'll fall in love with it. It's just getting people to take the time to appreciate two champions. It's so hard because the UFC, every single person knows Rumble Johnson, knows Conor McGregor, knows Nate Diaz, but if you say John Wayne Parr is fighting Artem Levin, who no one knows. So no one's. But you understand what the hardcore fans do. But to sit on a bus and hear old ladies talking about the UFC coming up, it's like what? What the hell? How do you even know about fighting, let alone what's coming up? So yeah, it's just different. The UFC is so mainstream and so big. It's going to be a lot of hard work and a lot of money to get MMA on that level, even 10% of that level.
Right. So I noticed you mentioned the K1 rules, which without the elbows and all, and then the knees and the elbows. Do you have a preference for your fighting style? Which set of rules you like fighting?
I like both. Yeah. I can adapt. I like my hands. I like boxing. I had 13 pro boxing fights. I think I've had maybe 20 odd K1 fights. And then, but Muay Thai is my thing, of course. Being in Thailand for so long, and so I'm used to the 5 rounds, the 5 threes. So no, I'm easy. As long as it's fighting, I don't care.
Yeah. The same way.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying to me, because when I used to box, don't you ever feel like you wanted to kick someone or knee someone? It's like, well, not really, because I'm so concentrating on trying how I'm going to hurt them with my hands. I don't have time to think about knees or kicks or anything else. Right. And then, like I said, at the end of the day, it's just fighting. So if you take that same Muay Thai aggression into a boxing ring, you can be quite successful. So as long as, if you it's all about being, I don't know. You guys use the word mongrel over there?
Mongrel? Well,
mongrel, like a dog. If you take the mongrel of a dog into a no matter what competitive, just that desire to just smash.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. I'm the same way. Speaking of Joe Rogan a little bit earlier, I saw a short video of you working out with him. I know he's an experienced martial artist as well, in Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu. So he's got to be pretty legit, right?
Yeah. No, he's cool. He's the most coolest superstar I've ever met, and he's so famous. He's such. But when you meet him, he's just like one of the boys. He's just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to train in his garage, and we almost didn't do it because he had a really sore back. And he's like, I can barely move. I can't even put on my own shoes. I think I've got a bulging disc. And then he said, but at the same time, you not very often you come to America. I'd be crazy to miss this opportunity. Let's just train anyway. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we did it. We trained for about an hour and a half.
So it was when you were over here in the U.S.?
Yeah. So we trained, Joe's got a full setup in his garage.
Nice.
A matted area, a cage matted area with a bag and TV. And, the whole business is awesome. That's awesome. We did some techniques, and then it seemed like he was having fun. And we end of it, we put on the shin pads and the gloves and had a bit of a play. I recorded it on my phone, and I said, "Hey Joe, do you mind if I put it on YouTube just to say that we had a play?" He goes, "No, go for it." And I was quite shocked at the amount of feedback, the negative feedback, because no one understood that Joe had a sore back. And it's just 2 blokes. It's not a case of winning or losing. It's just playing, just having fun.
Yeah, and I think that's where I was watching. I was noticing there was a little bit of held back on both of you guys a little bit.
Yeah. Joe was on his thing. Luckily he wasn't on crutches. So it was just to say that I sparred him. It wasn't about dominating or trying to hurt each other. It was just fun, just having a giggle. And then there's like over 100 comments of all these people just, this is bullshit. Joe's terrible. It's like, well, not really. Joe's not pretty good. Yeah. I've seen videos of him with George St. Pierre and other guys in his gym, and he smashes it with that back kick and that side kick.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so the last thing I want to do is be hit with one of them. I'm lucky he had a sore back at the time. Otherwise, I might have been dead. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, another thing about you. I heard about your own promotion in Australia, throwing caged Muay Thai fights using 4-ounce
MMA gloves, yeah.
like an MMA, as opposed to the 8-ounce boxing gloves for Muay Thai. Are those actual MMA gloves with the open fingers?
Yeah.
And how does that work? Like, what's your vision for creating a combination of the two worlds, MMA and Muay Thai?
It's just Muay Thai rules. Nothing changes. Just in a new environment where we're inside a 24-foot cage, and the added factor of now using the MMA gloves. I wanted to do it in the cage because I got no jiu-jitsu skills. And then when I watched YouTube to see if anyone had done it before, everyone was wearing boxing gloves. It's like, that doesn't look the same. Right. And how am I going to get the same respect from the MMA fans if I wear boxing gloves and the MMA guys wear MMA gloves? So the only way to do it is make it an even playing field. So we wore the same gloves, and I was so nervous the first promotion we've done because I didn't know what sort of damage it was going to inflict. But then we had, I think, 10 fights. I think 7 went the distance. And as brutal as it was so exciting. So we've done 8 shows so far, and it's getting more and more popular every event that we've done. We have our 9th show coming up on the 3rd of December. I should be main eventing that one also. I'm not sure who I'm fighting yet, but
oh wow,
yeah, it's very popular. It's very fun. It's next level.
Yeah. Do you have is it a hybrid show where you have MMA fights as well?
No, only Muay Thai.
Only Muay Thai.
So people that are coming to the event, they know what they're getting from the first fight to the last fight. Every fight's full Thai with elbows. So the undercard fights are 3 threes, and then the title fights are 5 threes. So just normal Muay Thai.
Yeah, well, because it's got to be a little bit different type of training because of the cage. You won't fall through the ropes or fall.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some like support and all that.
It's so cool. So much fun.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of not standing in the pocket after you deliver your combinations because you don't want to get caught with a crazy haymaker. The best part is from the first fight to the last fight, every single fight's exciting. There's no boring fights because every single person is going for it. No one's holding back. There's no feeling punches. They're trying to set up your kicks. Every punch is a potential KO punch.
Right.
Which makes it brutal. And then if you aren't up to the task, you just get knocked out or stopped. So that's the best part. That's the best part. If you're not at your opponent's level, you just lose badly, painfully. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Here's one thing that I was really drawn to you about. I listened to your interview on the London Real show, and I was really moved by the way you spoke about teaching martial arts and spreading it across the world. Super passionate. Like where does that intense passion come from?
I've just been fascinated with martial arts ever since my earliest memories. Even though I lived on farms, I wanted to be a fighter of some sort. I wanted to be a martial artist. I didn't know what style. I just wanted to wear a gi and to stand in the lines and do katas and just fight. And then I was lucky enough at 11 we moved into a city. I started taekwondo, and then and I just from teaching classes too, I see people's lives change, even from young troubled youths that train for a bit, and all of a sudden they have focus now. And then a few months later, the parents will they pull you to the side, and they're so appreciative of how you've changed their child's life, and I think it's just so positive for people to have just focus on goals.
Yeah. Martial arts matters.
Yeah, martial arts is today I might do 10 kicks, tomorrow I might do 20 kicks. Yeah. And then I go home and I'm so proud of myself. It's like, man, I did something I didn't think I could do a month ago. If you had asked me last month if I could do 60 kicks in the bag, I'd say no way in hell. But now I'm smashing it.
Yeah.
So and it's like the jumping back kicks and stuff. They're very unpractical, but at the same time, I can do it. Can you do it? It's just we've got a room full of your mates there, and you pull out a crazy kick in sparring, just playing, and it just looks cool. Yeah, there's You don't need a golf stick. You don't need a tennis racket.
Right.
You don't need anything special. You just need yourself and a bit of ambition.
Yes,
And if you get the opportunity to work with a friend and you have a bit of play spar, or a wrestle, or that doesn't matter what form of martial art, even if you're doing jiu-jitsu or whatever, it's just fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my philosophy. Every breath in my body is just everything martial arts. I could talk fighting all day, no problem.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Your next fight, Daniel Dawson on October 14th. Is that still going on?
Yes.
Right.
Over in Perth, so it's about a 5-hour flight from my place.
Oh wow! How's your training going for that?
It's okay. I've got 8 weeks left. It'll intensify as the fight gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Daniel were both equal.
Mm-hmm.
We're both neck and neck on who was the best fighter in Australia at our weight division back in the 2000 or so. And then he went to boxing for 15 years, had about 45 boxing fights. He was lucky enough to fight Austin Trout over there in America.
Okay.
I think he knocked Austin down in the second round, and then Austin came back and beat him in the later rounds. But he's got good credentials. So this is Daniel's first Muay Thai fight back since he's boxing. And he's called me out straight away. He wants to fight John Wayne Parr straight off the bat.
Any pressure there?
Oh, not really.
Yeah, just get in there and do it, right?
Yeah, that's right. I know what I've been doing over the last 20 years or so. So, I'm just gonna apply lots of pressure, be very aggressive, and put on a great fight for everybody to make sure to cement my legacy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sorry to keep you this long. I know it's
okay.
Like really nice weather over there. I can see that.
Yeah.
So what's next for you in this part of your career? I know we're about the same age. You're 40. I'm 43. I'm done fighting, but I mean, it's inspiring to watch you go at it and just to watch you keep moving, going and going and going. What's next for you?
I've got Daniel October, CMT December 3, and then I don't know. I don't have any desire to retire just yet. I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
I love training. I love getting up in the morning and hitting the road. I run for an hour in the morning. I run for another 35 minutes in the afternoon. So I love hitting the pads. I love sparring.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no better rush than getting in front of that crowd and getting the win. So yeah. By the way, this is in Australia winter. So
is it really?
So it's about 25 degrees Celsius on a winter's day. Nice. The sun's out, the blue skies is terrible. Beside the pool.
Yeah, I can see that. Man, I got a community pool, so gotta get me one of those. We wrap it up and let you go. I'd like to take you through a small handful of like stump questions. I call it like the rapid fire round, So just
sure. Let's do it.
All right. What is your favorite snack or cheat meal?
Cheat meal, pizza.
Pizza, mine too.
Yeah.
What is your favorite saying or quote?
Don't die. when people ask me about fight advice, I just think just don't die and you'll be happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good advice.
It scares the crap out of people having their first fight. Do you have any advice for me for a first fight? Yeah, just don't die. Yeah.
If you survive, you won. All right. Here's the next one. What is your single most favorite life's pleasure?
Single most favorite life's pleasure, just winning belts.
Yes.
I've got a title belt addiction. I won my first title belt, Australian title, when I was 17.
Yes.
And then I thought, just one more belt and I'll stop. And then 2 belts, 3 belts, 4 belts, just make it 5, 10 belts. So I think I've won 28 title belts so far. 10 being world titles, which are cool. But even just back in the day, just to win a title, to have that strap put around your waist, there's no better feeling.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, here's another past and present martial arts icon and why.
Van Damme, for influencing me to become a Muay Thai fighter. And present. Who would be present? Who's the man right now?
Last 2, you're a fighter, gym owner, teacher, and fight promoter. If you can only choose one, which would it be and why?
Fighter for sure.
Yeah?
It's the most fun. It's the most fun and the less stress. Promoters, being a promoter sucks. It's so hard. And trying to organize everything, and then just having. Sometimes I've been lucky where sometimes I make a little bit of money at the end of the show. Other times I've done my ass where you just going. It hurts when you lose.
Yes, sir.
You don't do the research, and you find there's another big event on that same day, and it's like, so that when it hurts the financial pocket, then you got to because you got to feed the kids and everything else. It's like and you don't have that money in the bank either.
Right.
So then you got to try and get it all back. But every time my fighting's always is. I know what I have to do. I got to get up. I got to train, and I got to put on a good performance. Even if I don't win, as long as I fight my hardest, I'll keep getting invited back to other shows. So that's the main thing. So and then I can do it every day without complaining too. I love it. It's fun. Fighting's fun. Just promoting sucks.
No, trust me. I've been there, done that. We got a lot in common actually.
Hey.
I'm a promoter as well. So maybe someday when I get up there, maybe we can get you over here.
Nice.
So last question, what is the biggest takeaway from being a student of the martial arts, like a trait that you're most proud of?
Compassion for people. It's I think martial arts teaches you that fighting really hurts, because you don't want to go out and you don't want to start fights, and you're doing it every day. The last thing you want to do is have a confrontation, because there's no point.
Exactly.
You see other guys that are younger and wilder and crazy and full of testosterone. They finish work, they have a few beers, and then you see that look in their eye where they can't wait to get into a street altercation. It's like, why? What's the point? Let's go to the gym, hit the pads, and then the last thing you want to do is go and cause mayhem. So,
right.
And I think that martial arts, I think the best part is it doesn't matter what walk of life someone comes from. I don't even ask people what their occupation is when they come to the gym. They could be a lawyer, a doctor, a street janitor. Everyone's the same. Everyone's got that same for that hour or hour and a half. It doesn't matter what your ethnic background is. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your work. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It's just that one love for that whole hour that you're sharing with the same person.
Yes, know that feeling very well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a rewarding thing, and everyone's shaking hands, and no one's looking at anybody different. Everyone's looking at them as equals. And then when you turn the TV on, all you hear is, "Oh, okay, these are the bad guys now. Now you have to hate these persons." Or at the moment now it's Muslims. Everyone's gonna hate me. What? I didn't hate for a problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure what the media's but every single Muslim I've met has always been nice to me, and I always been nice back. So why do I have to hate someone that you're telling me to hate? I'll hate them if I want to hate them, but if they're nice to me, why do I hate anybody?
Exactly.
So, it just sucks. The world right now is in a crazy place. That's
awesome. Very wise words and good insight. Yeah, I love that. And that's the good thing about martial arts that I like as well, that everyone's at an even playing field in the gym. And finally, your parting words. Please tell the world how they can know a little bit more about you, your gym, your promotion. Yeah. Is there any plugs or announcements that you want to make? Like, how do people get hold of you? I'm very active on my social media. So if you're on Instagram or Facebook, just John Wayne Parr. I do not take myself very seriously, as you might have guessed already. I like to joke and make people smile, and if you like fighting and you like jokes, you definitely look at my page, because that's all my life consists of. So I'm happy to share it. Awesome. Awesome. Well, you heard it, folks. This is the Gunslinger, or Punisher. We're going for Punisher.
Yeah.
Check him out. Check him out. Go ahead.
Awesome, man. No, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for your time, sir. And look forward to someday meeting you and maybe working out with you one day. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Hey, Cup. Thank you.